It's a nice sunny day at STR Raceway. I'm back in heaven. So why don't you join me as I show you how I set up my cars to go faster. Some tuning tips and maybe some things to help you. So see that? Box of springs. Secret number one. Lots of springs. Tires, cars, nice track. Gusty winds. It's a tough day to test. The winds are blowing things around. At least I'm not sweating. Okay, first tip. Make sure you have a notebook and record everything you do. So I would probably be doing around 20 different setups throughout the day. And I have to make sure I remember what the effects are. So write it down. Or else you'll just waste your time. You'll regret, going home and not knowing what happened. Alright, so this is my test car for today. It's my Tamiya M06 rear wheel drive. So first thing is I lost last week, and so I'm now coming back with a aero kit. So a new body with a diffuser and a wing with large side dams. Just to test. I want stability. And yeah, so hopefully this body will be a big improvement over my Tamiya Silvia S15. Alright, that's it. That's the chassis. And so first thing is I just wanted to have fun, and so I'm testing with foam tires from my nitro days. I just want to make just to see if foam tires will make a big difference, because we are racing rubber tires. And so first warm-up lap is slow because the tires have traction compound and it's slightly still slippery, and so it takes about a lap or so to get the traction compound off the tires and get the tires give the tires some grip. Alright, so let's see, foam tires. So as you can see, joining me on track is our fastest on-road driver today, and he's also here setting up his Roche F1 car. So interesting to note, as a sidebar here, if you'll notice, his F1 is really much faster than my Tamiya M06. So this is early days. It's around 1 p.m. in the afternoon, our first time on the track, and as you can see, I have a lot of work to do. I'm too slow. But if you'll notice in my earlier the video before this, where I had a one-on-one battle with this same F1 car, that by the end of the day I found a good set of tires, springs, and my M06 was actually faster than this F1 by the end of the day. So the message here is track testing, setup days are very important. You need to get your car dialed in order to go fast. That's the secret of many fast drivers. So look at this. We're not this is not really a race day, so we're on track, just trying to set up our cars to go faster. And yeah, there's a lot of time to be gained with a good setup car. So foam tires here, I realize we're not so good. Try again. Alright, so now I'm putting on my stickiest set of rubber tires. The only downside to this, I think these tires are slightly larger diameter, around 57, 58 millimeters in diameter. Very soft to give me maximum traction. And what I found is, yes, traction was good. My car is no longer sliding around unlike the foam tires. But I think the problem here is I am now not, the car is not flowing through the corners. So the sticky large diameter tires are not giving me the corner speed I need. And as you can see here, my car is missing because it just understeered through the apex, through the sweeper, and crashed. It did not turn. So I was having massive understeer with this setup. The rear tires were just too much grip actually. So yeah, you can have too much grip, and it's not too good of a solution.
20.5.
But yeah, it's a good start. I just want to start with the maximum grip I can get and see from that end. As long as my car is not spinning out, sliding, I can push it with confidence. But now I need to balance it for corner speed, cornering balance. It's good at a straight line. It's good when I put the power down right now. There's rear traction, but the cornering is not well balanced. So yeah, so it's all about balancing the car. Too much traction is no good. Too little traction is even worse. We need to find the right amount of traction and balance front and rear to make sure we corner as fast as we can. Now the advantage of this relatively bigger tires, 58mm diameter tires, is the speed down the straight is faster.
16.4.
But larger diameter tires normally give for slower cornering handling.
17.4.
Yeah, so I need to find a balance. So what I'm going to do next after this is I'm going to go down, change the tires, and I'm going to change the rear into a smaller diameter, around 55mm diameter tire, just to see if the smaller tires, although it might give me less traction, if it will give me a better cornering balance and corner speed. Alright, so change the rear tires, keep the front tires the same. Change one thing at a time sometimes. And I think right off the bat, I noticed that it handled better. I liked it. I felt it was giving me a better corner balance. And I would attribute that to the smaller diameter tires. Just keep note, when you change tires and the diameters of the tires are different, you have to adjust your ride height again. Otherwise, yeah, the handling might be because your ride height changed front to rear. So to try to keep things consistent, make sure you also keep the ride height the same as you change tires.
18.2.
So I think I'm getting there. So it's an improvement. And so what you can see is the first thing when testing or trying to set up your cars is to find the correct tires. Now here in my class, the mini class, it's open tires, so it's up to us to use the tires we want. If it's handout tires, then then it's less of a factor to you. Just use those tires and set up your suspension to those tires. But for me, open tires means I have to test a lot of tires because that's a big part of the performance. Oh, my day was spent really first trying to find the right combination of tires front and rear. Before I even try to tune my springs and suspension geometry and track width. So tires first, so to get me in the ballpark which tires is
18.3.
working relatively better to the other set of tires that I brought. And so here's the F1 joining me again, and at the moment I'm still slower than the F1, so I still have more tires to test.
17.9.
Okay, I'm not going to try. I'm going to go down and change my tires. And what I'm going to do is change the front tires. So I changed the rear, and now I'm going to change the front to see if I can get better balance. So now the front tire, I went to a smaller diameter as well. So the front and rear are now at around 55 millimeters in diameter. They're the same compound. They're sweep. I think 40R means it's for hot weather tires. So your tires sometimes have numbers. Typically 36 is commonly used in summertime, but if it's really hot, you go with 40, which is a harder compound. Good for hot tracks. Gives more grip when the track is hotter than a 36. The 36 will overheat in a hot track. And my tire temps coming out were very hot. They were around 100, I think 25 degrees. 125 degrees. It's very hot. And so my tires were cooking. So yeah, so it actually now this combination is giving me it's a good balance as well. Yeah, a little strong on the corner entry. Need to correct a little bit. Doing decent laps. Okay, so tires is the main thing for me. You must, before tuning anything, you have to have the correct tires, and you need to have tires that have grip. And make sure you're not using old tires that no longer have the grip. So they might still look good. They might have lots of rubber on it, but they might already be dead. And the way to find out is if it's not giving good grip on the track, or if you run your hand through the tires, you can sometimes tell a tire that has no grip versus a tire that has fresh tire. So practice that. Get a fresh set of tires, run your hand through the tire to feel the grip, and then find an old set of tires and run your hand. You'll notice the difference. The old tires, it's like sliding on your fingers. Whereas a fresh tire, the fresh rubber, it's like wants to stick to your finger. It's a nice sunny day. Very fortunate we still have a racetrack. This is the only one left in Manila where I live. So I'm taking advantage of still playing, because if this track closes, then we're done. There's no more on-road racing. Back to parking lots, which is alright, so I like this. It's a dedicated track. They try to keep the surface clean. They water it, put some traction compound. It's a nice big layout. It's around 80 feet by maybe 40 feet. It's a decent size. Lap times for the Mini is around 16-17 seconds, so it's a decently long lap time. And it's at the roof deck, so it's a nice fresh air. So it's a nice Saturday afternoon, just playing and tuning cars. I've been racing for a long time, and what challenges me now is trying to tune a car to go faster and faster and faster. The moment I cannot tune it anymore, then I get bored. So this MO6 is a real challenge. It's rear-wheel drive, and that's very challenging to tune and set up. And so that's why this is the car I'm driving right now. I like driving it. My touring cars, once I've set it up, there's basically nothing I do except spend a lot of money buying tires. But this one, I still feel I have lots of work to do, and so I'm excited, you know. So I'm testing an aero body, I'm testing a rear diffuser, I'm testing ground effects, I'm testing tires, I'm testing suspension, soft, hard, ultra hard. I'm changing the track width, so how narrow or how wide the car is. And yeah, it's a lot of things. Ride height is also a big factor in the handling of your car. I'm also checking the brakes, because I want to brake into the corner, but this ESC combo of Tamiya has poor brakes, so I might have to replace it. It's not giving me a nice braking feel. Oh well. Alright, so back to the pit and back with new tires. Alright, so I changed the rear tires again to something different. And actually this is the combo I will be ending up, almost. This was even better. And later on it would be fast enough to, if you remember the F1 car early on that was lapping me, well, at the end of the day I was the one pulling away from him when we were doing our friendly one-on-one battles. Yeah, so that's the effect of spending time just not racing but testing, tuning your car. But throughout this day, I think I arrived at around 12 or 1 p.m. or probably 12 noon, and I finished 6 p.m. So 6 hours of testing. Probably did around 20 sets of setups. So I went up and down that driver stand for maybe 20-30 times throughout the day. That's my exercise. Oh, and then yeah, my notebook is full of notes, and at the end of the day I picked up a lot of time, probably 2 seconds from when I started the foam tires to where I ended up at the end of the day. And that's just the secret of fast drivers. They are at the track when you are not. You think they just show up race day and have a fast car? No, they are here weekdays. They do their secret test, and then that's how they get faster. That's how they have a nice setup car. They put in the hard work. And this is what we do, you know? Hours and hours of just trying to get the car to where you want it. So if you have a car that's not where you want it, go to the track one day and just spend the entire day changing things, finding the right setup for you and your driving style, until you're comfortable that you can push the car as fast as you can through the corners, and give you confidence to do fast lap. Important is your confidence in the car, the balance. Power can come later, or it's also power. Tuning for power is also aligned with your suspension tuning. So it's a combination, yeah. But that's what makes it interesting, that there's a lot of things to do to test. It's not boring, because if it's already set and forget, then it becomes boring. It's nice to keep pushing, trying to find that extra speed, more speed. So this is my track test day. Hope you like it. And if you want, look for my prior video where I show my one-on-one battle with the Rush F1 car. And that one, you can see that my car was starting to handle much better. That's the product of hard work. So thank you for watching. Please give a like, thumbs up, and subscribe, or leave a comment. You know the drill. See you next time. Cheers.